Okay, first of all, you've got to know here, you've got to find sine x or sine 181. We know that the sine of x equals the sine of 180 minus x. They're both equal. For instance, sine of 10 degrees would equal sine of 170 degrees. In the first two quadrants, there's 10 degrees there, there's 170. We know that the sine is the y value, and they're both the same height, so sine of 10 would equal the sine of 170. Therefore, if sine x, 180 minus x is 0.2, sine of x must also equal 0.2. In which quadrant would you find negative 146 degrees? You draw your chart out. There's 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. So it goes around this way. Negative 146 goes this way. So that would be negative 90. Negative 180 would come to here. So negative 146 would be that angle there. This would be the angle here, negative 146. So it's quadrant 3. Find another angle coterminal of 346. Well, you add and subtract 360 degrees to find coterminal angles. So 346 minus 360 would be negative 14 degrees. That would be a negative answer. 346 plus 360 would be 760. So convert 5 degrees, 24 minutes, 36 seconds to decimal. This equals 5 plus 24 over 60. There's 60 minutes in a degree. Plus 36 over 3,600. 60 seconds to a minute, 60 minutes to a degree. So there's 60 times 60 seconds in a degree. Work that out and we get the answer 5.41 degrees. So convert 23.564 degrees to degrees, minutes, seconds. And all we're going to do here is use the integer. So we know this equals 23 degrees. We take the decimal, 0.564, and multiply it by 60. That will give us minutes. So it's 23 degrees, and then we get 33.84 minutes. That's on a calculator. So we then take the integer, 33, that's the number of minutes, and then take the decimal, 0.84, and times by 60 again on the calculator. 23 degrees, 33 minutes, and then 50.4 seconds. And that's where we can stop. We round up or round down here. So the final answer is 23 degrees, 33 minutes, and 50 seconds. So find the value of sine t at the point 4 root 5. So we go to our unit circle. 4 root 5 is about there. So that's the point 4 comma root 5. That means x, draw the triangle here, the x value will be 4 and the y value root 5. We've got to find the missing side here. By Pythagoras, 4 squared plus root 5 squared equals question mark squared. So 16 plus 5 equals 21. So therefore the question mark is root 21. So we can take that away and put root 21. There's the angle theta. Sine of theta equals opposite over hypotenuse from SOHCAHTOA. Opposite is root 5 and hypotenuse root 21. Simplified to root 5 over 21. So find tan theta of cos theta. Now we're assuming it's quadrant 1. It could be quadrant 4, but we are assuming it's quadrant 1. Cos is 3/5, so it's adjacent over hypotenuse. By Pythagoras, 3 something 5 triangle must be a 4 triangle. So 3, 4, 5. Tan theta, tan is an opposite over adjacent, so tan theta equals 4 over 3. So, sine theta is less than 0, cos theta is less than 0. Which quadrant is theta? We know in quadrant 1, everything's positive. Quadrant 2, sine is positive. Quadrant 3, tangent. Quadrant 4, cosine. Sine less than 0 means sine is negative. Sine theta is negative. Cos theta less than 0, cos theta is negative. So where is sine and cosine both negative, sine positive, cosine positive, both positive? It must be quadrant 3, where both sine and cosine are negative. Find the reference angle. So first one is draw it out. 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. So 125 is going to be about there. There's 125 degrees. The angle there. This is the reference angle in here, theta prime. And theta prime is going to be 180 minus 125, which is 55 degrees. Just use your basic geometry skills. So we know that sec theta equals 1 over cos theta. We're given that as a formula. Sec 12 degrees will equal 1 over cos 12 degrees. Cos of 12 degrees is 0.9781. And we divide that by 1 and get the answer 1.022, and it asks for 2 decimal places, so 1.02. Okay, I've got to find x here. Right triangle, we know this is true. SOHCAHTOA. If we look at 35, we've got the opposite side we've got to find is x. The adjacent side is 4, the hypotenuse we know nothing about. Which of these ratios uses opposite and adjacent? It's tangent. So tan 35 degrees equals opposite x over adjacent 4. Therefore, bring the 4 up. 4 times tan 35 degrees equals x. And calculator, x equals 2.80. Okay, we've got to find angle x here. We use SOHCAHTOA. There's x, we know the opposite, we know the adjacent. We don't know the hypotenuse. That's got to be tan again. So we can say that tan of x degrees equals opposite divided by adjacent 12. Now to find x, we use this button on the calculator. The tan -1 button of 10 divided by 12, and x equals 39.81 degrees. Okay, so we have to find out angle x. So we know that the cos of the angle, by the formula,